Good morning to the grind, man. Good morning. I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you woke up with a great spirit of excellence. I hope you woke up with a great spirit of acceptance, anticipation for the great things you want. And I hope that you wake up and say, well, you know what? If it's to be, it's up to me. And I'm going to go get it. That's what it's all about. My name is KeJohnna Owens. This is the Morning Grind Grindology101 Podcast each and every Monday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If he sees so willing, so fit to give me an opportunity for a new day, for a new chance, for a new way, I get to present some type of positive, inspirational, motivational information for people to say, you know what? I can do it. You can, but you're going to have to get up and get into it. So like we do every time, we do get to start this off with motivation, but today I get to communicate, project, and share alongside I consider him a visionary, a giant, doing things that most people don't think about, overlook, helping people that really need help, information, connected with the IE Chamber of Commerce. I'll be bringing them up shortly. This has been a great relationship with the MegaMix Expo. So this is part of the MegaMix Expo pop-up edition of the Grindology101 Podcast. Stand by. We get it started like we always do, with motivation to get your day going. If you want to win, get up and get it. Get up and make it happen. We see you on the other side. Stand by.
When you start doing anything, the first step, you're excited. You're pumped up. You're going to be consumed with that thing you're doing. But a week into it, a month into it, a year into it, 5 years into it, many people begin to lose that fire. They get exhausted. They don't care anymore. They stop trying.
So they stop the daily tasks to move toward the goal, and they settle. They settle for, I guess it wasn't meant to be. They settle for, I guess I didn't want to. They settle for the easy road. They settle for mediocrity. They give up and they let it go. But I'm saying, no, you cannot be like that. You can't allow your dreams and goals to slip by like that. You must stay focused. Don't allow anything to pull you off your game plan.
If you don't finally get your focus in check, if you keep wandering around distracted, if you keep looking at every new thing that pops up in your feed, if you keep trying every single new opportunity, if you keep saying yes to everything, if you keep listening to everybody's complaints, if you keep doing whatever they ask you to do, at some point, you will lose your life.
You must reclaim your attention and limit it down to the very few things you care about the most. Cut off anything else that doesn't support you.
Embed that long-term goal in your mind. Burn it into your soul. Think about it. Write about it. Talk about it. Hang it up on your wall. But most importantly, do something about it every single day. Start working a plan to get where you want to go and minimize everything else. Getting very clear on the mission and working the plan. Everything else, guess what it gets? A no. You tune out every voice and noise outside of yourself, and you lock your focus on this one thing, and you give it everything you've got.
What is it that you need to immediately stop doing in your life to take back control of your time? Is it social media? Is it watching 7 seasons of a show every week? And what do you need to start doing? What do you need to start doing every day, every week, every month, every year to be the best version of you?
Because whatever you spend your time on is what determines the outcomes of your life. Disciplining yourself buys you freedom to do what you want. Sacrifice leads and gains follow. Don't bother looking for any gains when you haven't made sacrifices.
You gotta give stuff up in order to go up. So the question is, what are you willing to give up? Are you willing to skip the parties, cut out the socializing, pass on doing the cool thing on the weekend with your friends?
Because that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take you dedicating every single fucking moment, every single ounce of energy and effort you have to pull it off. Forget about balance. You have to be obsessed with the thing you want and don't allow anything to pull you away from it. If you really want to win, pack your calendar, because everything is based off of activity. The more you execute, the more results you will see. You break away from the pack by doing more than other people are willing to.
It's impossible for you to lose if you pack your calendar with tasks to be done every single fucking day of the month, morning till night. You do that year after year after year, and you will undoubtedly become one of the greatest in whatever the fuck you want to do.
A champion focuses only on the goal. They don't allow anything else into their mind that won't help them win. And so if you want to be a winner, what you're focusing on throughout the course of the day has to change. What you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to, the conversations you're having. You must now be fully focused on your dreams and your goals. And it all starts with what you're doing today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, when you're great, you don't just focus on a year. When you're great, you don't just focus on a month. When you're great, you don't just focus on a week. You focus on the 24 hours in front of you, and you work relentlessly to nail it.
Now we can get started. I got to bring up this young man right here. He got a little gray like me, so we call each other young men. It's actually Inland Empire Chamber of Commerce, visionary, willing to help people that need the help in places that they generally don't get it. I learn something new every day, and I'm going to let him really break it down to you. I get a chance to bring up Mr. Eddy Sumar of the Inland Empire Chamber of Commerce. Stand by. Well, there you go. There you have it right there. Technical stuff, all this technical stuff right there. There you are, Mr. Sumar. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. You're there on mute. You got it on mute, sir. It is muted. Can you hear me? There you go. You're muted. I'll take you off. How about that right there? We got you.
Right, can you hear me?
I hear you well now. There you are, sir. Good morning. We're going to get over all the technical difficulties and all that stuff. How are you doing? How you feeling? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, KeJohnna. Doing great early morning. As said, the early bird gets the worm, as they say. So it's good to get up and get on the grind, you know?
Man, you got to get up and get on the grind. Early bird gets the worm. That's true. But see, the early eagle, he's watching the early bird. He's already watching it. Let him get a few worms, in fact.
Exactly.
That's where we are. That's the early eagle time, sir. Man, I read some of your body at work. Thank you for sending me forward the information. We talked on the pre podcast here about your passion. I want you to start off telling people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and why we're here this morning. Stand by. There you go.
Thank you very much, KeJohnna. My name is Eddy Sumar. I'm with the Inland Empire Regional Chamber of Commerce as the Chair of Education and Youth Skills Development Division, because my passion really is to help the youth of the world to self-actualize, to be the best they could become. And even as you have shown at the beginning of this show, KeJohnna, beautiful clips that things don't happen overnight. In fact, this journey has taken me, this is my 18th year in working with the Atomic Model Passport to Success. In fact, it started back in 2007 at Valley View High School in Ontario, California, a continuation school. And then there I discovered geniuses. And I wrote one of my books, The Hidden Dream, Prospecting for the Precious Resource of Untapped Youthful Energy. And from that moment, I realized that the youth of today, to self-actualize, they need the skills, they need the knowledge, they need the expertise. So to date, I've created 8 levels in the Atomic Model Passport to Success. It starts with the clay Otis, to the iron Otis, the copper Otis, silver, gold, platinum, emerald, and blue diamond. So that's exactly what I've been working on. And thanks to the Inland Empire Regional Chamber in 2020, I met with the president, Mr. Ornelas, and we started this project to help the youth. So the chamber went and supported me and created the website for the Otis Academy. And I'd like to share with your audience what Otis and who is Otis. I call myself a master Otis, OTIS. This is an acronym. I believe every human being should be open-minded to seek and seize the opportunity. The T, pursuing technology while being traditional and building trust. So believing in trust, pursuing technology. Inspiring the I, confidence with integrity, the values in our life, and always seeking, searching the solution and the truth with reliability. So this is really my mission today, is to help every youth, every person, in fact, you and I and everyone listening, to be an Otis. Because when we close our minds, life stops. When we open our minds, there are possibilities. Those who grind is because they're open-minded. Those who get up every morning early to grind, to create that coffee, to really enjoy the fruitage of their labor, they keep grinding until they reach the promised land, until they surmount every obstacle and they reach to the summit of their Mount Everest. So this is really what I decided to do in my life. Tap into the dream of every person on this planet and give them the skills and the tools, the resources needed. And that's why, my friend, one of the biggest events that we're going to be putting on April the 8th is the first ever summit for persons with disability, workforce summit. But we're canceling the word disability and we're transforming the narrative and creating a new mantra. It's not persons with disabilities. It is persons with hidden talents. Practically, we need to discover it, to explore it, to empower it, a new perspective on abilities. So that's really my mission in life, is helping every individual self-actualize by finding their dream and finding the path, grinding through that path to reach the promised land.
You better do that grind. They better get on that grind. That's right. And that's amazing. That's a hero. The hero is someone that pulls up the sleeves, gets into the work where most people don't. You said on the pre-podcast that I think it was Ontario Airport, you just found out that they had some programs. A lot of times you don't even know about these programs for, what did you call it? What was the term? I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, in fact, I'll show you. It's called Airport Disabilities Resources. I never knew about it. I never knew about it because only until one of my hosts, because since on April 8th, I'm doing something unique. As an author, as of today, I wrote at least 16 books and workbooks, plus thousands of essays and small papers. But this is my 17th book. But my wife and I, who is my editor, we decided not to print it, but to make it a spoken document, a spoken book. So the first edition on April 8th will be the Empowering Persons with Hidden Talents, a New Perspective on Abilities, edition number 1. But when one of my panelists, Miriam Ramos of Mint Insurance, he says, Eddy, I would like to have the Ontario Airport on my panel. Why? Because she was in New York. Her son has hearing difficulty. And she says, what do airports have? Like, they delay the flight. And she looked at her son and said, he would not even know that they delayed the flight. He couldn't hear the announcement. So what happens? So when I approached the Ontario Airport, I realized that they have programs. And also they have a program for autism, persons with autism. So I decided when Miriam asked that we need the Ontario Airport to be a panelist, I started researching, talking to people there, and they sent me these 2 kits. So I'll be highlighting those kits at the April 8th summit when Miriam Ramos hosts her panel on the role of transportation and entertainment, easing the journey for persons with hidden talents. So you see, these are things I never knew about. Gems in environments. You need to prospect for them. So.
Wow. Being in the travel industry myself, division of what I do, that is very interesting. It's a niche. I know we're going to talk about that because we can help people. Because I'm in travel. But now knowing that there are things that we can really focus on to help people that need help navigating. Now I have a mission. Mr. Sumar, you came on there and gave me a mission. Come on now. And that's all right. And I'll say this. I get involved in a lot of activities that are about other people in marketing because I think it's important that we lend a hand of support where it's needed, not sometimes where it's wanted, where it's needed. And I see a need there, and we'll definitely talk about that. Tell me a little bit about some of the projects coming up with the IE Chamber of Commerce there. As a business developer, I got a lot of different clients with a lot of different chambers of commerce and operate with the IE Chamber, MegaMix Expo. Tell me a little bit about the projects with the IE Chamber there.
Yeah, right now what we're doing is coming up with initiatives and then allowing any of the small members or the small business in the area to spearhead that initiative. And a good example is the April 8th initiative. In fact, I came up with that idea of empowering persons with hidden talents in Lusaka, Zambia. It wasn't born in the United States. My wife and I were visiting to onboard AmCham Zambia, the American Chamber of Commerce in Lusaka, Zambia, because I believe chambers are local, but most of them don't think global. So I decided, why can't we be local and global at the same time? The world is a small village. So I decided to start onboarding other chambers from around the world. So last year, I was able to travel to AmCham Zambia, to fly to Lusaka and onboard the American Chamber of Commerce in Zambia. Then I went to West Africa. We onboarded the American Chamber of Commerce of Morocco in Casablanca. Then I flew down to South America and onboarded the AmCham Peru, the American Chamber of Commerce in Peru, because that's what my influence. Since I used to be a trade finance manager for Rainbow Corporation, an international division. They sold into 133 countries. So I believe in international trade. And I traveled to date to 143 countries. I used to live in Jerusalem, in Israel, in Palestine, and there I was a tour guide. So to me, history, travel, hospitality industry, trade is in my DNA. My family in Peru, there are moguls in the and in Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, there are moguls in the textile industry. So to me, trade, industry, tourism, skills, all that is in the fiber of my thinking. My mom was an educator when we lived in Jerusalem, and she always really instilled in me the value of education. It's really, the more you know, the more you get to know that you do not know. So we need to keep learning. We have to be progressive learners. We never stop learning. My mom taught me, when the moment you stop learning, you die. It's like a plant. If you don't water the plant, what happens to that plant? It dies. It starts to shrivel. So knowledge is that water that we keep on taking to keep on living.
Oh man, come on now. We the brains are connecting through the internet, my friend. Here you go. So that's a breakthrough thought. You don't know what you don't know. We're going to talk about a breakthrough thought. Stand by. You don't know what you don't know. The sooner we recognize that we don't know what we don't know, the world is available. But when we think we know everything, so many things are unavailable. Talk about that, sir. That's on you. You have the floor, please.
Yeah, in fact, I love what you said, because you just touched on the first letter of the Otis, the O, open-minded, to seize and to seek that opportunity. Because when we say we know everything, we stop growing. Why? Because we know, therefore we are blind to the opportunities. But when we say we do not know, we become curious. And curiosity leads to opportunities, to new knowledge, to new thoughts. Go back to the April 8th summit. The Defeating Epilepsy Foundation president, Miss Natalie Bohm, she said, I would love to take on this initiative. But she didn't know. We told Natalie, don't worry, Natalie, you don't have to know. Let us help you. So that's when the idea of really starting on the first edition of Empowering Persons with Hidden Talent, a spoken book came up. I said, Natalie, don't worry. I will write a book, but we will do it differently so we can differentiate you. Right there. She didn't know, but she admitted. That's the beauty in life. The moment we admit that we do not know, we are willing to learn and to grow. That's why when people attend the April 8th event, I will be sharing a gift. In fact, I wrote an infographic about the 7 H's, because hallmark starts with an H, the 7 H's, the hallmark of great leaders. And one of the H's is hungry, which means hungry for knowledge, hungry for feedback, even hungry for critique and criticism. Because when leaders are hungry to listen, hungry means I'm listening to the urges. When my body says, I'm thirsty, I have to drink. I'm hungry, I have to eat. I can't breathe, I have to breathe. These are the physiological needs that Maslow puts it at the bottom of his pyramid. Nothing happens if we don't breathe, we don't drink, we don't eat, we don't sleep, and so forth. So that's why it's very important for us to listen. So the moment we say we do not know, we are listening to what the world is telling us, what the environment is telling us.
We might have been in some of the same classrooms, you know. Leaders speak like that. Difference makers, people that change the way you think to open the mind. Don't know. When I heard that the first time in the class, you don't know what you don't know. He said, write that down. Don't know. Mm-hmm. You know what? And as I was writing it down, I didn't like it. Like, what do you mean you don't know what you don't know?
Yeah.
And the more I read it, how could you know what you don't know? It's not really complex. But if you embrace it, you go in with an open notebook and a full pen of ink, and you open and receive. And what happens is you learn. I love that. You know, it's changed my life. I believe that people, if you get around people that see further than what you see, you're in a good room. You're just in a good room. If everybody's kind of at you, the same deal, yeah. But hey, wait a minute. Grindology, right?
Right. You have to keep. Think about it. What do prospectors do all the time? To prospect for gold, to prospect for diamond, they have to keep grinding, so to speak, digging and digging and digging. They might create multiple shafts. They have to drill into the practically the bottom of the earth, into the heart of our earth, to find that nugget, that gold, that silver, that diamond, and so forth. So grinding means you keep on digging. Look at, even when you watch these beautiful episodes about Alaska, people go even fishing. They keep on going. They might not find the fish, but sometimes at the wee hours of the morning, they find a great catch. So really nothing happens. That's why I love the metaphor of the grind, because if you don't grind, you get nothing. So in fact, our bodies are grinding from the moment we are awake. We start wearing and tearing. That's grinding. But what happens at night? We start repairing. So that's the key. In order to grind, we need to have self-care. That's what I believe. Leaders cannot burn the midnight oil, but you cannot keep on going. You burn. You have to really supply that oil, recharge, re-energize, refuel. That's why when I teach the youth in the high school about the power of ice, imagine, create, and explore. That's the area what we call of the respite. That's the R's. That means we have to reflect. We have to have a respite. We have to re-energize. We have to recreate. We have to refuel. That is very powerful. I can have the most beautiful car. What happens when that tank is on empty? It can go nowhere. We have to refuel that tank. But cars also, we need to maintain the engine. We need to top all the other fuels and so forth. That's exactly, as human beings, we need to continue the grind, but also take time to refuel and recharge.
Man, I love it too. That's the one right there. Recharge, man. That helped me because I don't think I recharge as well as I grind. So eventually you can't grind yourself out. So that's enough. Marine Corps, a few life experiences, allowed me to get up into it. But having that refuel recharge is very important. But you said ice. We're going to have you back on. We're going to do this again because we're going to come to the end. But ice, imagine, create, explore. That's powerful. Take a moment on that. Let us know how people can reach you and any last words. But ice. Talk about ice.
Yeah, practically imagine, create, and explore is very important because nothing happens without someone sitting down, imagining a new thing, imagining a new product, a service. So everything starts with imagination, with creativity, and then exploring the possibilities of how to make things happen, not how not to make things happen. That's also the grind. You keep on grinding until you find the solution, till you reach your Mount Everest. But it requires leadership. That's why I will invite all of those who are listening to us to come to the April 8th, because I want to be giving them this beautiful handout about the hallmark of great leaders, the 7 H's, and there I'll explain it. Because in anything we do in life, without the 7 H's, without leading ourselves first, we cannot lead others. That's what I believe. Leadership starts by leading self, because really emotional intelligence, about self-awareness, to manage self, and then be aware of others to manage the relationship. So leadership starts by leading self in order to lead others. Because when people see that we are disciplined, we are leading ourselves to fulfill our vision, mission, and goals in our life, we will influence them as an example. So our example will lead others to keep on the grind, to keep on the path to fulfilling their aspirations. Not only to identify their dreams, but to fulfill their dreams. And to do that, they need to lead themselves, to learn new things, to be open-minded, to get the skill, the resource, to meet the people, the network, their team, form their team that will help them to reach to the promised land. No one has reached Mount Everest alone. They always have a team, the expedition team, that will help them from base camp up to the summit at 29,035 feet. So life is a team sport. If we think we can do it alone like an eagle, think again. Eagles are great, but they soar alone. As human beings, we are a family. We need to be with others. So when we lead ourselves, and by our example, we lead others, we become all leaders, and we can all fulfill our dreams and aspirations individually and collectively. And that's what I believe.
Don't do that. Don't fire me up. I'm already fired up. I don't need more fire up.
That's good. Let's re-energize every time. So
you're my guy, man. You're my guy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Sumar, has been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to have you on. Les Brown says it's been a pleasing pleasure, right, to have you on, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the impact you're making. Ice. Imagine, create, explore. I'd like to talk to you about maybe some program, something we could do with that. I think that could go into some schools and everything. Let's do it. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being a part of the community. And shout out to the IE Chamber of Commerce and Mr. Tony Chisu doing so much over there. Alexis, Carlos with the MegaMix Expo. It's amazing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, KeJohnna. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you today.
Having you on, man. I'm already fired up, sir. So you got me with extra. That's not right. The world is in trouble today, sir. Stand by. All right. A shout out to my main man right there. That's my guy right there, Mr. Eddy Sumar. How about that kind of energy, that kind of passion this early in the morning? I think let's take ourselves. Most people will say, well, you don't need to do all that. You know why most people say that you don't need to do all that? Because you're uncommon. So Common wants you to come back to commonality, or to comfort. It's easy. You don't have to get up. You don't have to go to work early. You don't have to stay late. You don't have to make an extra call. You don't have to go. You don't have to do all that. But see, the people that do all that, they get to a place where people that have done all that are. You want some names? Elon Musk, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson. You think of anybody to any degree of any success that we will buy, wear, or promote their product or service. They've done some work in the dark, and then some work came out in the light. And once it came out in the light, people loved it. Stephen Curry, he's probably in the gym. He's probably in the gym right now. And then when you see him tonight shooting a shot at the half court, it was because of the work in the dark. But see, if you're unwilling to do the work in the dark, you can't have the success in the light. Somebody's going to get that one. Somewhere around there, somebody's going to get that. I'm going to have to get the replay. I'm going to send a couple of, it's not, you hear a lot of pay a bill. We don't pay a bill. We want to pay it forward. So stand by to pay it forward to some of the amazing supporters. Absolutely, the MegaMix Expo coming up 2024. Stand by.
Get dozens of leads, clients, and referral partnerships without using the phone, social media, or the internet in 5 days. How do you do that? With in-person funnels. What is an in-person funnel? Similar to an online funnel, when they give you a free PDF download or a video training or a book, you are now in their funnel. And because it's free, a lot of people get in it. And more people naturally move up their value ladder and become a customer. You do the exact same thing in person with people, and you no longer have to be dependent on the phone, social media, or the internet. And we're going to talk about two main types of in-person funnels. One is mobile, which is instant, and my favorite is stationary, because that is how you no longer have to depend on the phone, social media, or the internet in 5 days.
Success Express Marketing Solutions presents your virtual video podcast studio. Let the Success Express team help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Here's what we do. We help you come up with show ideas, design graphics for your show, set up your podcast studio, and run the back end of your show. So what do? Be ready for your show. Make sure your guests are ready. Log into the virtual studio, turn your cameras on, and go. Not sure you're ready to go live on a monthly or a weekly basis? You can get the Try Us Out Success Special. It's only $97 with free design setup. All you got to do is try us out, and I guarantee you're going to want more. So get set up today with your virtual video podcast studio from Success Express Marketing Solutions. So go online to Success Express MKTG, and we'll get you set up today. Sign up now and get our free ebook, Modern Podcasting, that'll teach you all the techniques you need to know to get your podcast started today.
Connecting those dots to success. Connected dots to success. Connected dots to success. I'm going to get that across the mind to people. If you meet somebody that's doing something, connect the dot to success for them. Don't watch them. Don't see how they do it. Don't watch them flounder. If you can help connect the dot to success. Tell somebody, share the information, whatever it might be. We got to remove ourselves from the way sometimes. A lot of times, some information may not be for you. An opportunity, a business, a change. You heard Mr. Sumar talking about helping people navigate through their airport, something for someone else. Share the information that can help someone else. Let's be a steward of the people. Let's be a steward of what he gave us, tasked us to do. So let's have a good day today. I see my shouts out there, man. C.E. King Parker out there trucking, booking, and building, plum, pleasing, pleasure. And we get more from Mr. Les Brown. That's right. I.E. Chamber of Commerce. Get those shouts out there. Man, going to have a good day on purpose. Get out there and win for yourself. Get out there and win for your family. And most definitely, if there's just anything you want that you think is going to be worth it, this is what you're going to have to do. So one guy says, I got to have it. One guy says, I couldn't get it. Then they both men said, I got to have it at one point. But at some point, we've all emailed one more time. But since you don't know what's on the other side, it can seem a mile away. It can seem so far away. You see, God is so good, we just don't know. That's why I always say, apply the level of the work you do to match the level of the faith you have. Your faith, not his faith, not her faith, not their faith, your faith in him to produce your assignment. We're going to have a good day today. Let's get on out there. Yes, sir. And I will see you on the other side. There is another side, We'll see you there. Let's find out together.